This is an NBC News special report. Here's Jose Diaz-Balart.
Good afternoon. We're coming on the air with a breaking news report at this hour. NASA's Artemis II mission is more than halfway to the moon and nearly 200,000 miles from Earth. And just moments ago, our Tom Costello got a rare chance to speak with the astronauts on board who are set to conduct a historic flyby of the moon just 2 days from now. Here's his interview with the Artemis II crew.
Hey, Tom, it's great to hear your voice all the way up here, 155,000 nautical miles from Earth. How are you doing?
Well, congratulations on your mission so far. I'm told this is the farthest interview ever conducted in history, and I'm wondering, how does it feel right now to be in a place that nobody has been since 1972?
Honestly, it is unbelievable that we in 1972, just being up here and seeing how difficult this is and how hard the team is working. We do have a little bit of echo on your call. We'll try to turn it down when we're answering, but this is a magnificent accomplishment to be up here, to see the moon, to see the Earth, and to know that we are between those two celestial bodies, and you can see it when you look out the window. The Earth is almost in full eclipse, the moon is almost in full daylight, and the only way you could get that view is to be halfway between the two entities. It is truly awe-inspiring up here.
Pictures you guys have sent back are absolutely spectacular, and when you look at the moon that you're headed for and that gets closer and closer, what are your thoughts?
Well, last night we did have our first view of the moon far side, and it was just absolutely spectacular. I think that one of the interesting things that happens when you look at a moon that inherently just looks different is like the darker parts just aren't quite in the right place, and something about you senses that is not the moon that I'm used to seeing. And sure enough, we got out our lunar targeting information, and we matched up, and we're like, yeah, that is the dark side. That is something we have never seen before. We must be, no kidding, like Reed said, somewhere between the Earth and the moon, getting a view from a different place and putting up something that has meant so much to so many cultures, scientifically, spiritually, culturally, for so long, seeing it in a different way, and just pairing that with how much we miss and love our families and knowing that they're looking up and seeing the same moon. It's a pretty amazing feeling.
Back at Earth, you've sent these breathtaking images, and it's Easter weekend, of course. What are your emotions as you look back at Mother Earth?
Before I list off a couple emotions, there's been a lot of disbelief up here, just the fact that what we're seeing, where we are, it's hard to wrap your mind around. Like, I mean that sincerely. It really bends your mind. And the emotions that come along with that, there's a lot of happiness. Just to have experienced these unique things just brings you joy as a human. We're explorers at heart as human beings, and we really feel like we're exploring out here, and it brings a lot of excitement. And then, right away you are humbled. The fact that 4 of us get to be out here just brings you to your knees. The thought that we get this experience, we're doing our best to show it with the camera, but you can't do it. I know those photos are amazing, but let me assure you, it is another level of amazing up here. And there's a lot of gratitude for the teams of people that made this possible. And final emotion is hope for humanity's future, that we can do this right now means we could do so much more.
From home, you may not realize you become superstars, rock stars while you've been gone. And I'm wondering, you've been able to talk to your families. How are they doing with you so far from home?
Well, just from I overheard from some of the conferences and then what I enjoyed watching with my family, I think there's a lot going on. It's been interesting to hear what they have witnessed on the news and in social media, but also their launch experience. I got to hear the first story they saw, what they felt, and what they were thinking, and then what they wanted to know from me. And so the family conferences were great. It was so awesome to hear people talking to their families and then to speak with my family. And there's a lot, and I'm actually still processing. Mine was just about an hour ago, and I have a lot to go write down in my journal.
And I just want to tag on. I have my family conference right before Victor, so we had ours today. Christina and Jeremy had theirs yesterday, and I was just so jealous of them yesterday. I was so happy for them, but I was so jealous. And then this morning when my two daughters came on, and it was just the three of us talking, it was surreal. Just we're up here, we're so far away, and for a moment I was reunited with my little family, and it was just the greatest moment of my entire life.
Just curious, you guys, you have all been dreaming of this moment for so long. Can you sleep in space when you are finally at this moment that you've been so excited about and working for so long?
Well, we do love sleeping up here, and such a long initial day that I think our bodies are ready to sleep no matter what. Most of us have been sleeping really well. For me, sleeping in space is one of the most comfortable ways to sleep, and it's very deep sleep, very sleep. Sometimes when you first get up here, you have a little bit of a sensation that something's wrong as soon as you wake up. Maybe you're falling, or you don't recognize your surroundings, but it's great. I mean, honestly, being human up here is one of the coolest things about this mission. We are just people trying to get by. And for example, we might go look at the far side of the moon and take in its awesomeness and then go, maybe I should change my socks and try to dig around for a pair of socks. So this is the dichotomy of human spaceflight.
Will you describe this moment to your families, your grandkids, many years from now?
You kind of left me speechless with that. I think, it is weird when you're the four humans doing this. We're not doing this for reasons. Jeremy's answer was great. Like, if we can unite the world, that's awesome. But we're just the lucky four that got to be on this mission. We were in the right place at the right time with our international team, and we're up here doing this. I don't think any of us have really thought about legacy or any of that sort of thing. I do think it would be really neat someday if I can sit around with my grandkids, or maybe Ike's grandkids, or Christina's, or Jeremy's, or somebody somewhere, and tell stories of these times up here, because some of them are going to be unbelievable. There's beauty, but there's human elements too, and I just think it'd be fun to share in this human adventure. The key part of human exploration is the human, and coming back and sharing the story, and we're going to try our hardest with every single person on planet Earth.
Listen, Al Roker is awfully upset that he couldn't be here. Any messages to Al Roker and the Today Show family? They are watching every moment of this.
I have to be honest, I'm a little sad Al's not doing this interview too. It's great to talk to you, Tom, but I mean, Al, we had so much fun running around KSC with him, and so I hope he watched the launch, and we look forward to talking to him when we get back. Love you, Al.
Yeah. He was with me the whole time. You all look great. We're wishing you a great trip, and we want to see great photographs from the far side of the moon. Thank you, Integrity.
And I'm joined now by NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello, who we just witnessed the interview with those four astronauts. Tom, what an amazing experience to think that they were nearly 200,000 miles away from you. What stood out to you from this interview?
Well, listen, it's incredible to be a part of history. I don't know if you caught the very first part of the question, my very first question. NASA says, we just completed the farthest interview ever done in history. Not even the Apollo astronauts did an interview that far away. So that is kind of fun. That's special. I think they all look great, don't they? They're excited. Obviously, they say they're getting enough sleep. They are very, very, I think they feel full. They feel like this is exactly the moment that they have been preparing for so many years. It's going almost perfectly, almost, because they got a couple of minor little technical things that are not that big of a deal. But the views have been spectacular, Jose.
Yeah, and Tom, the fact that she told you that actually sleeping in space was actually more comfortable than sleeping on Earth sometimes.
Yeah. You know, I've heard that from several astronauts over the years. Some of them say they sleep great, and some of them say not so much, right? I think it really depends on how much time you've spent in space. And Christina Koch, by the way, holds the record for women on a single space flight, 328 days. So she's a veteran here. Jeremy, the Canadian astronaut, this is his first trip ever into space. Everybody else has been up there. And, of course, he has joked about the fact that he is 6'2". He's the giant inside a pretty small space. And he has joked that Canada got more than their fair share that they paid for when you got a 6'2" Canadian astronaut. I think that this has so far been exactly what NASA wanted to accomplish. And now they want to go around the far side of the moon. You heard Christina say dark side. She always corrected me. You don't say dark side. That was a great Pink Floyd album. But it's the far side of the moon, of course. And the flyby is going to be at about 5,000 feet or 5,000 miles or so distance. And the whole point is, yes, astronauts have been around the far side before, but they were really close. And so they could only see what was in their window, right? But being at a distance, 5,000 miles out, you get a much bigger view. And with our modern photographic ability, they will be able to get fantastic high-resolution images of the far side of the moon that we don't have, really. And so this is really going to be a special accomplishment going forward, charting the way to eventually put humans on the moon, hopefully in 2028, I think is what NASA's best-case scenario is right now.
And, Tom, when they do go towards that far side, dark side or not, far side, they'll lose communication with Earth, right?
That's right. That's right. They're going to be out of comms for about 40 minutes. We spent a good amount of time today in Mission Control here in Houston. Mission Control is not concerned about that whatsoever. They say, listen, we deal with the loss of comms all the time, and because there is really not a way for this spacecraft to deviate off of its course. They know that they're going to come right around the moon 40 minutes later. They're not concerned about it. Keep in mind, when they fired the rockets for the translunar injection Thursday night, they took off at 25,000 miles per hour. They're a lot slower now. They're about 2,300 miles per hour. But when they did that, NASA says, listen, we understand that we're going to have a loss of comms on that backside of the moon, but that one rocket firing is putting them on the entirety of their course. They don't need to fire the rocket again. In fact, they just today said, we don't even have to make our minor adjustment. We are on such a perfect course. They're going to slingshot around the backside of the moon based on that same trajectory, the same single rocket firing on Thursday night, bring it right back to Earth, splash down on Friday.
Amazing. The great Tom Costello. Tom, thank you. It's always great seeing you. And that wraps up the special report. We'll, of course, have much more on NBCNews.com and a full wrap-up tonight on Nightly News. I'm Jose Diaz-Balart. Thank you for the privilege of your time.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.